Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Bergs Podcast. I'm Ben, your favourite high school dropout and founder of Collective Shift. Alongside me is Bergs, your favourite MBA and COO of Collective Shift. We're here to bring you world-class crypto research, strategies, and insights to help you crush this crypto bull market. Plus, get an exclusive behind-the-scenes look as we scale Australia's leading crypto research company. And if you like the podcast, we'd love for you to share it with a friend or subscribe if you're on YouTube and follow us on your favourite podcasting app. Now, Bergs, we've got $1 million question today. Does money buy you happiness? This is, it's funny, right? Depending on who you speak to, you get some different answers. And I think over time, you know, for me as a personal journey, didn't grow up with a lot of money, worked for every dollar, parents rented, still rent. And I had to sort of figure it out, right, on my own, was never given money. And that was when I started my entrepreneurial journey, 8-10 years ago. Lost a lot of money, made it again, lost it again. And where we are now, probably the most financially positive, you know, position I've been in ever. Business did our biggest month last month. Personally, liquid wise, in a really good position. Business, great position. But after all of it, it's not like you get to this point and things get magically better. However, it does, for me, allow you to give you options and freedom that you didn't have before. So, you know what I mean? It's not like you just get to a point. You know what I mean? Life's
in some ways
normal,
it does.
But
in some ways it does give you freedoms. In other ways it can be more restrictive. So let's just talk. You talked about your background. Mine's pretty much identical, except my parents did buy a house. They went through 20% interest rates. We had food and clothing and everything, but nothing fancy. Never went on holidays, no international holidays. I think we went once to Bali when I was little. And they were lucky if they had $10 left over at the end of the week. And, you know, even when you're buying food, like I think I've mentioned this before, shops were closed on Sunday. So mum would go on Saturday. I'd go with her where they'd reduce like all the meat. So we'd buy heaps and freeze it so we could eat well, like those kind of things. So, you know, didn't grow up with money, never understood it when I was younger. And I just knew that I didn't want that life for myself. So I started to study it and learn about it. And now we're talking about today, does it buy you happiness? And it's funny when you're younger and you don't have money, you think that's the goal and that will buy you happiness and it'll solve all your problems. But money only solves your money problems.
yeah. Yes, correct.
And you're right. Like, does it buy you happiness up to a certain amount? I think there was a study and it was something like if you earn $100,000, you are generally happier than if you earn less than that. I think it was $200K per couple. And I think that's because, and this is what I've experienced, where it doesn't necessarily bring you happiness, but money can reduce other things. It can reduce fears, anxieties. You can outsource things that you don't want to do. You're no longer scared. I have to work in this job and I don't like my boss. It's not it removes some restrictions and adds more choices to your life.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. I think for me, it doesn't necessarily make you happier, but it can allow you to be, it's made me happier through the optionality and freedom that it's given me, and it makes things easier, but also more stressful in the same weird complex. So the three things that I boiled it down to after building business, investing, and getting, you know, to a point where, you know, I think I am far better off than where I first started. It's not about the Lamborghinis, it's not about the watches, but for me, it's about time, support, and freedom. So time, being able to get the cleaner, get the chef, allow to outsource the things you don't want to do and buy back time and focus and energy on the things that you do have. So you can spend more time on the things you love doing and get rid of the other shit. That's the big one for me. I fucking hate doing all the other shit.
Yeah, that's in the immediate term. But if you think long term as well, for every dollar that you have is control over your future time. It's a dollar you don't have to work. So you can choose how you spend that time in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's spot on. I also think you can decide then, like you said, what you want to do with your day-to-day. Like once you get to a real point where you're generating passive income from your investments and you've got an income and you literally don't have to work if you don't want to, you've got all the time in the world. But again, that's also the flip side, because if you don't need to do anything, it's generally, for a lot of people, very unfulfilling and unrewarding.
Oh, yeah. You always need to do something in your life. People think the goal is like, I become an entrepreneur, I hit this like, unicorn company, and then I go retire on the beach. After 3 months, you're going to be bored.
Yeah.
You need that fulfillment in your life. And also people don't understand that. You're very young, right? You understand this to a degree, but as you get older, your life changes. So you're 26, I'm 41. And what you think you want this year will be different to next year, the year after, the year after. You'll change, your relationships will change, your body will change. And classic examples like outsourcing things. I was like, fuck this. I want a chef. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Turns out I absolutely love cooking. I like doing the basic human stuff. Hated mowing my lawn. Absolutely hated it. Outsourced it to a guy. Brilliant job. Now you've got electric lawnmowers that are just amazing, easy to use. And now I'm back into it. I mow my own lawn. And I like doing basic human tasks. I love gardening, barbecuing, those kind of things. Next year, I might not like that. And you're free to change all the time. And it's never this, I hit this amount and I do this thing and I'm done. And this is how I'm going to spend the other remaining 40 years of my life. That just doesn't work.
No, literally. I think for me too, the building the company, I love and I'm obsessed with business. I absolutely love it. And to do the things that I love to do as the business grows, there's all this other shit that I hate doing. And that's why for me, an EA, right, having Alice is unbelievable because she manages my calendar, my emails, the messages, the inbound inquiries, booking stuff. She can coordinate, my meal delivery. She coordinates the cleaners. Like she just coordinates all the shit that I have to deal with. So every minute that I spend working, I can do it on stuff that I absolutely love, which is like marketing and crypto and working with platinums and growing the business. And I don't have to worry about all the other stuff. And that for me is a huge unlock that, again, you need to get to a certain level to do that. But it just makes my life unbelievably better and far less stressed. Remember when I, before, and it's interesting too, right? Because the time aspect is even being able to unlock time for you to spend back on what's the most ROI, driving thing, right? And for me at the moment, I'm trying to, generate business growth and money for you, Bergs. It might be like time is really important to spend back with your family and your kids and things like that. Having money allows you to buy back that time to do the things you want to do. And I think that time's the only thing you can't get more of, right? So that's the cool thing.
In this business, you're used to asking yourself the hard questions, doing the hard things and understanding why. The majority of people are not. Like you have to tackle hard shit every day. You and I have very hard conversations. We work our way through it and we're better and the business is better for it. And this is why when you finally, have money, whatever that means to you, money doesn't solve your problems. It's the beginning of your problems because you now have to ask yourself, for example, Ben, why don't I like doing this admin task or this, or why do I fear this thing? What is it? What value is driving me or past experience, or is it my parents speaking in my own head from this thing that they told me I was bad at and I shouldn't be doing it this way when actually that's not right at all.
Yeah.
And you have to start really exploring and examining your life. And that is fucking tough because you realize you're dumb and you're wrong about everything. And you have to accept that. You have to tackle it and you have to come out a stronger human.
Yeah.
And that fucking sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree. And I think the other side is freedom and this is where money for me really helps. Like it's real choice. It's the real ability to say no, to walk away and to live on your own terms. And that freedom is a massive value of mine. And, being able to go, you know what, fuck it. Like next week, I'm going to go to Bali for a week. Like that ability to do that is so freeing. And that allows me to feel more fulfilled and freedom. And it aligns my values, which overall I feel happier that I can do that versus if I didn't have the money to do that. Not that I wouldn't be happy, but I wouldn't feel as though I can do the things I want to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird, because then there's also a massive level of gratitude underneath all of this to go, well, okay, well, if I lost everything tomorrow, I know I'd be okay because I've got the skills and I've got the friends and family and all the important stuff. But to get to where we are now, that freedom choice to be able to decide what you want to do. And it's funny because also on the flip side, with the business growth and there's a lot going on, it's probably not reality that I can just step up tomorrow and go away for a month, but you've got more choice. And I think a lot of business owners and people that are even even crypto investors that want to become traders, right? You start to do these things, you go, wait a minute, fuck, now I'm tied to this desk. I can't leave. I'm stressed. I have less time and I have no freedom because now the thing that's making me money or I'm trying to make money from is like, I can't leave from this. So trying to build your future and reverse engineer your future is important because otherwise you end up down this windy path. You go, hang on a minute, what the fuck am I doing? I'm spending 12 hours a day in my bedroom looking at charts, trying to make money to quit my job. But now I've got this other job and I'm even more stressed.
This is a fundamental question people need to ask themselves. And it is, what prison are you building for yourself? So you think that, you're building this company, but it relies on you. You're 12 hours a day in your business. Now you have all this money. Now you have to invest it. You're worried about losing it. Your friends know you have money. Your family know you have money. They change their relationships to you. And it can be quite stressful managing money, deciding what your future is going to be, and then realizing you're in the prison of your own making. And then what'll really bake your noodle is where you're both a prisoner and the warden at the same time.
You're in the prison and you've got your own key.
Yeah. You got the key, break out the prison.
Right in the field.
Oh, mate. And then, it's so funny. We talk about this all the time in business. You're like, fuck this. I have to do this. And I'm working 16-hour days. This is bullshit. I'm like, yeah, but Ben, you did that to yourself, mate. We told you to take a little break and you booked all this stuff and you're like, when you want to do it all, right? Now you said something very interesting where if you lose all that money and everything, you'll be okay because you still got the skill set and you're still you. This is something that I didn't understand for a very long time about myself, where I was like, okay, I'm going along this path. And it was more that I was working in an area where it was a status game and you keep working your way up. And I'm like, well, if I leave, I'll lose all of my status. And I didn't realize I still have my skill set. I've got, multiple degrees. I'm an MBA. I'll be fine. I'll float wherever I go. And until I made that choice to jump ship and come to Collective Shift and started playing wealth games, I really understood that even if this all went to zero, I'm still me. I've still got all these experiences. I'll still be okay. I'll be able to find my way in the world.
Yeah, I think it's a scary one because it's like, well, you don't really know until it happens. But I think the reality is, depending on what you're after, like, a lot of people like stability. They like that they know they're going to get the income that, that's what they're after. They're after comfort. But I think entrepreneurism and, volatile markets like crypto, like it's the opposite of stable. And if you're okay with that volatility and you like taking risks, like you need to be uncomfortable to grow. And I think that's where I have probably given a lot of my, growth and success to being consistently uncomfortable and trying to do things that I'm not very comfortable in and learning and looking back at all the skill sets that I've been able to develop. Like, yeah, if whatever reason I had to start something new tomorrow, I'd be able to figure it out, and there's a lot of businesses like with your skills, Bergs, that would lap it up. Whether or not you'd be able to work and have the freedom that, is allowed through a startup like ours, probably not, but.
Well, let's look at that. So you never get everything straight away. There is no perfect job. You have to make your perfect job. And I didn't have all that freedom and everything for 3 years. We're now 3.5 years in. Yeah. It's because I had to build it. We had to build it. The team had to build it. And we had to make that perfect job in the way we want to live our lives. You'll never get it served up on a plate. Like, things are never going to be perfect. You have to work your way towards it.
Yeah. But then also, like, the skill sets and the business we're about to build, like you said, it's taken a long time to get there, right? And then once you get there, you can reap the rewards. And I think, I hear money doesn't buy you happiness probably from a lot of people that, arguably they probably haven't developed the level of wealth or they don't have money, because those people and the friends that I'm with that are successful probably align with the way we're saying it, that again, no, it doesn't buy you happiness, but it allows you to buy the time, allows you to buy the freedom, and it allows you to do the things you want to do. And I think the thing that makes me really happy and fulfilled is being able to use the money I've made to support my friends and family without having to think about it. That's really cool. Like on the journey of buying my mum and dad a house, or like, lending or, giving money to my friends and family that need it, or being able to go out for dinner and just, being able to pay for dinner with my girlfriend and her friends, or whatever that might be. Like, being able to do that is really cool, and not having to worry about it or stress about it or let them have to, worry about it. Just the fact you have to talk about it, I just love, it's just, Yeah.
Removing money as a decision point is great.
Yeah.
Because the limiting factor now is not your money, it's your time.
Totally right. And it's funny because, I'm 26. I haven't met too many people my age that are at that level. And to look at,
You're the 1%. Just say it's okay.
but it's weird.
For your age, you're the 1%.
But it's weird because, like a lot of my mates or people that are my age, like I see how it is a struggle. Like it's tough. Like
they'll be in share houses. They'll be in debt from uni.
Yeah, it's expensive. Life's expensive.
Trying to save for a house deposit.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to be at this point. But it's been fucking 8 years. Like I nearly went bankrupt at fucking 21, 22. Like, it's the risk that I had to put in that reaped the reward. If I was just playing the middle game and wanting that stable income and not wanting the growth, great, but I would be anywhere near where I'm at.
Spot on. And this is the realization that I came to, where I was building amazing products in health, mobile tech, pushing things forward, doing things no one had ever done before. Very hard and bureaucratic environment with zero upside, zero bonuses, nothing. And it really came down to, I was choosing unhappiness over uncertainty in that environment. So I didn't want the uncertainty of jumping to a business like Collective Shift. So I just chose to be unhappy every single day because I wanted that middle chunk. And I realized that if I want to put my skills on display and have that opportunity for more, to do more things, to work with different people, to build product on the internet and generate significant wealth, I needed to make that jump. So I ended up choosing uncertainty over unhappiness. So while things are very uncertain, the company nearly died 50 times. It was horrendous. It was just, fear, anxiety, all that kind of stuff. But I was still happy.
Yeah.
I still kept going and I was enjoying the journey.
Yeah, and it's paid off now, right? I mean, you got to go through that period to get to the other end. So, and I think the final just learnings and experiences for me is that, money doesn't specifically buy you happiness in a sense of once you get to a point, you're now happy, but it gives you the ability and the freedom to be able to do more things you want to do. It creates other stresses that you haven't thought about before, but, coming from
it's a better type of problem.
Yeah. Coming from a very grateful position, knowing that when I didn't have money, would I rather choose having money or not having money? 100% have money. But
100%.
I think finding the things that genuinely makes life better, the watches, the cars, that sort of flashy luxury stuff. That's not it.
It means nothing. It's like you have a desire, you think about it, you go and look at it, you buy it, it's great for a little bit, and then you have another desire.
And then 2 days later, it's forgotten about, right? And you want the next thing. So, that's a bit of an endless game.
Yeah, exactly right. That's like, hedonistic adaptation where you want the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And then people lose sight of that and they end up going broke because they spend way more than they earn because they just keep moving up further and further and further. And if you appreciate what you have and respect it and be grateful for the position you're in, you're more likely to, protect it and respect it as well.
Yeah.
And mate, just on time freedom. So we talk about this in our other episodes, and you don't need to be an entrepreneur. You don't have to have a huge paying job or anything like that. Save up 6 months worth of income and that's fuck you money. Like you've got 6 months to figure it out. Another one of my buddies, Josh, like one of my good mates, he focused heavily on his career. So he was in IT consulting and sales. And every 2 years he would move companies and he would move up and he'd keep moving and moving and moving to the point where he could take as much time as he wanted off and any company would hire him because his relationships around here were so good. He's done so many amazing things. And now he works for a massive company because he's got a young kid and he wants a stable job and that's what he wants to do. And you can de-risk and have time freedom through different ways. It doesn't always have to be money. It can be your skill set as well.
Yeah, fantastic. Awesome, mate. Okay, well, I think we might wrap it up there. We'd love to hear from you guys. If you have any thoughts on this, please let us know. You can tweet at us at Ben Bergs on Twitter. And you've also got our personal profiles in the description. But yeah, interested to hear what you guys think about this as well. For those of you that, maybe on your own money journey. And do you agree with us? Are we missing anything? Let us know. As always, if you enjoyed the podcast, we'd love for you to share it with a friend and family member. It's how we grow the podcast each and every week. And it's great to see the audience is growing, Bergs. We're, getting up to 500, 600, 700, 1,000 downloads an episode, mate. It's pretty cool to see the Ben Bergs fam growing.
It's great, mate. And I love the little comments on Spotify as well. The little shorts are popping off, mate. They're going great.
It's great. Really enjoying it. So thanks everyone for jumping on the journey, and hope you enjoyed the podcast, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks, champions.